Welcome, everyone, to One Rabbit Hole, the podcast where one Google search turns into 37 unopened tabs and a complete waste of an otherwise productive evening. They call me Caramello Koala. No, they don't. They call me Wes. I'm your host. And today I'm talking to you about Yosemite National Park in California. My question I Googled was how many people die in Yosemite National Park each year? Now, why on earth did I Google this? It's because I was watching a little bit of Netflix and a show called Untamed came on with our very own Eric Banner. And it just got me thinking that this place is huge, it's vast, it's rocky, it's got water, animals. Like, what happens in here in regards to people losing their life? Firstly, Yosemite, let's just touch on the name here because it's actually named Yosemite as a misunderstanding. So what its true native name is Awani, I think that's how you pronounce it, which means a gaping mouth-like place, which makes a lot of sense because of its, vast rocky valleys and so on. And the original inhabitants named it this, a group of the Northern Paiute and Miwok people. I'm sure that is awful pronunciation as well. But what happened? Well, these people, the original people here, were fierce protectors of their territory. And so all the other tribes around them, in their own native language, used to call them Yohemites, which basically translate to they are killers. And so what happened was the white settlers came. They kept overhearing this Yosemite term from all the other tribes and thought that's what it meant and thought that translated to grizzly bear. But no. So they named it Yosemite and it basically translates to they are killers. And that was my question. How many people are killed in this national park each year? So, how many people die in there? Roughly 11 to 16. I think there was 16 in 2024. Yes, that's right. But when you look at how many people go to the park, there's 3 to 4 million visitors per year. So statistically, it's actually quite a small fraction. But still, you don't expect to go on a nice hike and not come back, do you? What's very interesting and is definitely a different kind of rabbit hole episode because it is in its own a interesting and large topic is that how many people actually go missing in there. Recently there was a Joe Rogan podcast, I think as recent as May this year. You can have a look at that if you like, where he talks to an ex-investigator from that area who's been researching for over a decade. And apparently there's 50 people who are unaccounted for, who've gone in there and never came out. And there's all this stuff about the missing children and there's a lot happening there. So that's really interesting. How do people die in there? Falls, slips, fall off cliffs, gravel, rocky. There's lots of waterfalls. There's lots of water spray. People slip over. People drown. There's fierce undercurrents. Can be some wild weather that whisks you away. Obviously, waterfalls. People go in there trying to get the ultimate photo. Hiking and climbing, which, to think of it, kind of works in with falls. And of course, natural causes. You are working at altitudes at times, and you are working up strenuous mountains, cliff tops, and so there's going to be the odd, heart attack and so on. Now, what does the park say about preventing? Stay behind barriers. That is obvious. That is everywhere in life. People put up a barrier for a reason. They understand. Well, we all should understand that if you go past a barrier that says do not enter, there's a risk that if you enter something will happen. And, so don't, Don't go past the barriers. They're there for a reason. Saying that, there are to be special photo opportunities if you do go past the barriers, but I didn't tell you to do that. Avoid any river entries. As I previously said, this undercurrent, so strong, almost like a rip. You look out and it looks really calm, but what you can't see underneath is a bit of a current, and children especially can get whisked away in seconds. Don't wade in water above a waterfall. Again, probably a good photo opportunity, but you know, if you topple over, I wouldn't want to find out. And of course, supervise your children. Just in case you're visiting, remember this: the 3 most dangerous trails, which are probably then the 3 you want to go up. Half Dome Cable Route, super slippery granite. You need high traction hiking boots, no flatties, no high heels. You want to hold on there. You don't want to slide off the side. The Mist Trail, 600 steps, 600 steep granite steps that are constantly covered in waterfall mist. Now here where I come from, we have a place called the 1,000 Steps. People huff and puff up there. Some people run up, no issues. It is tiring. You feel the lactic acid. 600, and they're big guys, really big guys, and they're slippery. And the upper Fall Trail, Yosemite Fall Trail, which has sheer drop-offs just down huge cliffs and gaping holes, but of course probably also fabulous photo opportunities. So, you know, being not from America, I thought half these people have got to be mauled by animals, right? Big grizzly bears, mountain lions, whatever else. Just the same as Americans think that Australians take kangaroos to the shops, to school, and whatever. No, not true. There has been no attacks, no known attacks of animals killing people. There's been attacks, but no one's died from animals killing people in Yosemite National Park. The most dangerous, believe it or not, is the mule deer. Now, these animals have huge horns. They've also got super sharp hoofs. And people tend to want to feed them, and they get really startled easily and can whack you with their antlers, you know, pop their paws up, paws, legs, hooves, whatever. So, you know, puncture wounds, all kinds of nasty things from there. They're probably an infection risk to some of those antlers. There's black bears. So there's no grizzly bears in California. I didn't know that. But there's black bears, and there's 300 to 500 black bears in Yosemite. They're highly skilled, these guys, or girls, girl bears, at breaking into cars, getting into tents, undoing zips, backpacks, stealing food. But they tend to be very non-confrontational beings. Yeah, it sounds very much like me. No, joking. I do not break into cars, but I do like other people's food. So, no, black bears typically don't attack people. And mountain lions. Now, they think there are 18. How you come up with that number, I don't know. They must track them, tag them, do something. 18 mountain lions in the whole of Yosemite. And they are elusive animals. They don't like humans, so people tend to not see them. They tend to stay away if they hear people. So therefore, yeah, they don't really attack people. Yeah, as it is. So there you go, no animal attacks. That surprises me, but people fall, they trip, they fall off cliffs, fall in waterfalls. Just be careful if you go there, but that's like with anywhere, isn't it? So that's about it. Next week, I am going to Google something that also disappeared for some period of time, but not over in America, actually happened here. Also, one of the most prominent and famous Australians there is. So stay tuned. I'll give you some clues over the week. Otherwise, tune in YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, where you get all your podcasts. Where else are we? iTunes Radio, Spotify. Give me some likes, some subscribes, and give me a little bit of love Guys, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again next week.